Well, welcome back, and now we're going to move into the fifth of 8 videos looking at the structural frame. And what we're going to be doing during this particular video is getting into Mintzberg's models and looking at 5 different configurations associated with different organizations. So as you're looking at these different diagrams, these are the kind of 4 core components. You have the operating core all the way down there at the bottom. They're going to be your workers who produce the services that customers or clients consume. You're going to have an administrative component that's going to be associated with those folks in the middle line and the strategic apex associated with leading, coordinating, controlling the organization. You have this technostructure. These are specialists and technicians and analysts who standardize, measure, and inspect outputs and procedures. And then finally, you have a support staff that are supporting the work of everybody else. So these are the kind of 4 groups that we're going to be looking at, and looking at different structures associated with organizations, and then trying to tie those back to some real-world examples. So the first one, of course, is where you've got a really brand new company. You've got a large operating core, if you will. You've got a small amount of leadership associated with that, and they're out there doing great things, being entrepreneurial and driving the company forward. But there'll come a point where this type of a structure doesn't work, where you need technostructure and you need a supporting staff so that the operating core and those leaders can be more efficient in the tasks that they're performing. So an example of this would be a machine bureaucracy. Think of McDonald's. And in this particular case, you've got a relatively large strategic apex. It's all being supported. And then this very large operating core down at the bottom. So this is how McDonald's operates. You've got decisions coming in a top-down type of structure. Those are implemented widely, and then you've got relatively large support on the sides to make sure that those things get taken care of and that they're measured, and that you're getting the performance desired out of the particular company. All right, let's transition now and look at something completely different. In this case, you've got a professional bureaucracy. And look what happens here. Very large operating core, fairly large strategic apex, but your technostructure, where you're going and measuring, people sitting in other professors' classes and rating them. Oh, that doesn't take place at Harvard. It doesn't take place in many institutions in higher education. So the technostructure is much smaller. Your support staff is a little bit larger, but it's flat, and it's not supporting as much the strategic apex and the leaders as it is supporting the operating core. All right, let's go look at something now different. And in this case, you've got a divisional configuration where you've got organizations within organizations. Each of those divisions have a structure within them as well. And again, there's some, Hewlett-Packard is a good example of this. Any of the companies where you've got divisions, perhaps based on regions or product, you start to see a structure that looks like this. All right, let's keep going. We got 2 more to go. We're cranking along. Oh, I do like that quote, though. Headquarters is where the rubber meets the air. All right, different structure. Stay on task. So digital had this structure where you everybody is doing what they need to do, and coordinating, and it's pretty interesting when you need that degree of agility in the company. But the problem is it's very, very hard to pull the company together and focus it when you really need strategic direction. So an example there from digital, and we've got one last one to go, and this is this idea of a web of inclusion. Linux and how the Linux company produces a code base used by the world. It's really lots and lots of volunteers collaborating and working together to produce something that's amazing. Wikipedia is probably another good example of a web of inclusion where you have lots and lots of people contributing. There is no hierarchy per se. There's just connections. All right, well, very good. So during this relatively short video, we've quickly gone through 5 different structural configuration using Mintzberg's model to examine them. There are lots more out there that you can look at, and I encourage you to do so. All right, during the next video, we're going to start digging into restructuring, advantages, disadvantages associated with restructuring. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.